You know, we shouldn't be surprised by now, considering just the resume and the history that Crunchyroll has with their amazing subtitles, their amazing localization and delivery of content. Praise Crunchyroll, right? Ellen Historian's a video called Crunchyroll's translation of the Lord of the Mysteries is absolutely shameless.
Can we all take a moment to appreciate just how lazy Crunchyroll is with Lord of the Mysteries? They had some of the most horrendous mistranslations, or were just too lazy to translate in the first place.
Yeah, like the ritual, luck enhancement ritual and blessings of the celestial goddess or whatever, but apparently there's a lot more details, right? There's a lot of important things that's supposed to happen, but like they just copy pasted the same word 4 times, and it's just like my chat has to like provide extra context of what's going on.
Translate in the first place. Take Audrey and Alger for example. In the anime, their names were never spoken out loud, since they're hiding their identity.
That's right. I had to fucking listen to that. I had to like, in the trailers I think it was given to us though, right?
From one another. However, the anime tells you their name on screen, which Crunchyroll didn't even bother to translate. And this happened a lot.
That's right. Justice and the Hanged Man. They, like, you know it's a problem when you see Chinese letter popping up on screen. Crunchyroll, that's your cue to give us the translations. What's going on?
Anime tells you their name on screen, which Crunchyroll didn't even bother to translate. And this happened a lot. And sometimes it left out important
Yep, Leonard Mitchell, Every Night Goddess, Midnight Poet, right? We got Dali here, Corpse Collector. They just don't even care. Who's behind doing this? I don't know. Are they not aware of like how highly anticipated this project's gonna be? No, I mean, they fuck up everything, right? It's not just this. Like, you remember the ReZero stuff? And sometimes they would just straight up just say the wrong Archbishop of Sin's name. And it's not even just ReZero. There's plenty of other animes where when it comes to subs and localization, Crunchyroll will either just skip it, fuck it up, or have a separate agenda that they want to push because they don't like, you know, the Japanese vision of how the source material is supposed to be, and a bunch of blue-haired freaks are fucking changing it to be like, oh no, this is our Western ideology, PC culture, this is the way that anime should be.
Bother to translate. And this happened a lot. And sometimes it left out important information, like Leonard being a sequence 8. Like, it's actually shameless at this point.
Yeah, and I think that it's funny to me because like you see the number 8 on the screen right here, right? So I can like make a guess and be like, I guess he's sequence 8, right? And sequence numbers are very, very important in the show. But like Crunchyroll, like the numbers there, just come on, it's not even that hard, right?
Out important information, like Leonard being a sequence 8. Like, it's actually shameless at this point. Another example is the spectator pathway, which for some reason Crunchyroll translated as sequence 9 audience. Or we have
bro, it's some fucking AI subs, man. They just straight up just using Google Translate to just make this stuff up. The spectator is such a specific, you know, word that they're trying to portray as Audrey, but then it's it's the audience pathway now.
9 audience. Or we have the luck enhancement ritual, which Crunchyroll was too lazy to translate and just wrote celestial worthy 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They spammed the same shit over and over again, even though there was like different interpretations of it.
Wrote celestial worthy 3 times instead of the actual incantation, which will be important later in the series. Another example is saying Melissa isn't Backland University, when first, she's not even in Backland, and second, isn't old enough yet. Also,
and now the gooning drama, bro. Not a university student, guys. Not even from where'd they get them from then? Why would they mention a different region entirely? I'm surprised they got the younger sister part right, you know? Maybe, imagine they called her a niece. Imagine they called her like stepsister or some stuff. Like, Backland University, where are you pulling this from? Like, I don't understand how they're fucking this up. From the wiki, it says future content? So Melissa goes to university Backland in the future, and Crunchyroll, they're literally just scraping it from the wiki because rather than trying to understand this language right on the screen right now, which is literally giving you word for word what Melissa is, they're just scraping it from the wiki. That is shameless. that is beyond shameless, but sounds about like Crunchyroll. Yep.
Another example is saying Melissa isn't Backland University, when first, she's not even in Backland, and second, isn't old enough yet. Also, I'm convinced that these translators just don't know Chinese and are just reading the wiki page, because
yeah, bro. Because again, if this is future stuff, like what the hell, like they are just straight up just ripping it off. They're using some sort of like, I don't know. They're probably just ripping it off in the wiki and also using some sort of AI tools.
Reading the wiki page, because right next to her it says in Chinese, studying at a technical school in Tianjin. She won't go to Backland until way later in the story, and there's so many other mistranslations than just this. Anyways, follow for more LOTM news and explanation.
And that's pretty much it, man. Crunchyroll not giving a fuck on their animes and ruining everything is something that we should be expecting. It's just so frustrating because obviously they are the main distributors. And people are literally paying to their service, and many people probably don't even know, right? Many people probably don't even know like what is actually wrong, because the average person wouldn't go out and seek out these kind of videos to get extra context, right? So it's just typical Crunchyroll stuff. And what are we gonna do about it? Cry about it, complain, because the average person is still going to subscribe to their, you know, platform. And Crunchyroll, they made a profit recently, right? Remember, like, no matter how much you think that Crunchyroll is doing bad and there's scams and, you know, scandals happening, if you look at the actual like profit reports, revenue reports, like the fact that they actually came out positive in this most recent fiscal year, that is surprising considering all the bullshit that's been going on, man. The Eternal Glazer is finally making videos in Lord of Mysteries again. At this point, we need fan translation. We do. We need fan translation, and we need that shit fast, man. The level of disrespect and indifference is honestly admirable. Congratulations, the Crunchyroll team, for digesting your respective provoker potions. For real, I was so confused when he was doing that ritual. Like, that shit didn't even match what I was hearing. I don't even understand Chinese, and I knew something was up. Thanks for clarifying. Yes. It's what I was thinking. I don't know Chinese and didn't catch on the other errors, but summoning ritual was so obvious. Yeah, because he said many different lines, but the same fucking subs were shown like 4 separate times, right? These are the important things happening here, right? It's the Immortal Lord, the Sky Lord, Exhausted Thirst of Heaven, Earth Blessing, Celestial Worthy, right? I'm sure these are very important things that's going to matter in the future, but hey, if you watch the Crunchyroll version, you just wouldn't have any idea. And whenever the payoff happens for this foreshadowing, you just wouldn't even know what's gonna happen, bro. It's really weird considering the effort put into solo leveling and then suddenly become lazy for Chinese anime. Crunchyroll racist? Anti-China propaganda? Man, the CCP needs to pull up and, you know, admonish Crunchyroll and threaten their potential future social credit score for doing this, man, because this is an abomination. Damn, Crunchyroll always fumbling the bag of nothing new. Beware of the audience, aka the spectator. At least we have videos like this for non-novel readers, thanks. Yeah, but like these videos, listen, I appreciate, you know, like Ellen Historian, and he gets a lot of views through these shorts, but many people would never even find this video, right? It's still good that this is still happening, but man, imagine so many other people that they don't even fucking know about. Yeah, they also didn't do a single Lord of the Mysteries trailer, did they? They really didn't do it either, man. Yeah, and Crunchyroll also cut out the chibi shorts, right? We already saw a couple of the chibi shorts happening, you know, that explains Klein's, like, actual day-to-day life before he got, you know, transmigrated into the Lord of Mysteries world. But, like, they just... I don't know what they're thinking, bro. Hopefully, if the fans are loud enough with the complaints, then Crunchyroll will fix it. Has there ever been a situation where people have put Crunchyroll on blast and something has actually changed? No. The only way you can make these corporations change is voting with your wallet. Stop paying for these shitty services. Seek out different avenues of, you know, the content that exists on Crunchyroll, because until their numbers are going down, what reason do they have to do better? They're literally making a profit in the most recent fiscal, you know, at revenue report. There's nothing you can do until they're like, you know what? People are actually mad and people are no longer subscribing and the money's going down. At that point, maybe they would have an incentive, because right now, unless there is other competitors that's threatening Crunchyroll to do better and they don't exist, this is what we got left with, man. But I'm not surprised. It's a sad reality. Please check out Ellen Historian's channel. Give the video a like. Check out their content for more stuff like this. Watch out for spoilers. See you next time.